What's going on YouTube? It's Auston Holleman. I never thought I'd have to do a video about this, about Brazil or Salvador, anywhere in Brazil in particular, to be honest, because this is very uncommon. This is the first story I've heard about this. Now, to start, Austin has never gotten robbed outside the United States. I've gotten robbed in the United States when I was in ninth grade one time by a friend, so-called friend. But as far as dealing with women overseas, I've never gotten robbed, okay? And I've been to Colombia, the notorious country of robberies from women with the scopolamine and all that. Now to start. So there was a subscriber, and I believe he brought another guy with him, or somehow he got down here to Salvador. And we met at the club, this club called Nine and Hill Vermelho last night, and he was like drinks on us. And I noticed he had a bit his way of dealing with women kind of reminded me of things in the States, like, buying girls, and this is no diss towards him, I just tell the truth about everything. Buying women drinks, like it was some girls standing behind us, he was like, get them whatever they want. And in Brazil, let me tell y'all that. Don't do that. Don't buy anybody a drink unless if she's basically grabbing on your crotch. Like, she needs to be hella interested for you to buy her a drink. Like, maybe she's meeting you from Tinder. Just don't go around buying drinks. It never worked for me in the States. I only did it once or twice, but it for sure doesn't work here. And they look at you like fresh meat. And first of all, what they'll do is they'll get the drink and they'll burn off on you. It's because they're not interested. If a Brazilian woman is interested, you can't miss it. Okay, they show you. There is no hiding. So before he came to that club, he was walking down the street. He met a woman, and I guess she looked real good. They exchanged information. While we're at the club, he's like, he wants to go. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of women at the club. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to leave because I was tired, but there was so many women I didn't want to leave. But he's urgently wanting to leave, and we end up leaving after a few minutes. And he sits at the restaurant with us, and then goes and gets on his phone, and the girl's saying, hey, I can't come to the club, but I'll come to your house, which is kind of weird. So he's only expecting her to come, but whenever she gets there, she has a friend with her. He proceeds to take both of them up to his room. He has a doorman at the front as well. He proceeds to take both of them up to his room as well. For whatever reason, that wouldn't have happened with me, because if I'm trying to smash, and unless if she gonna smash too, she can't come. But he said he wasn't interested in her. This is the story I heard. So they go upstairs and they start getting busy, and the girl starts to touch on him. She starts to touch on him, and he's not interested in her friend, so he tells her to leave him alone. And they're just, they keep going on, and she's just walking around the apartment apparently while he's having, intercourse. Let me keep it clean a little bit. Intercourse with her friend. And I guess in that time frame, she also had a bag too. I guess in that time frame, she was able to put his laptop, and he works remotely. She was able to put his laptop in her bag. And I guess whenever they got done, somehow the girl, that girl that put the laptop in the bag was still there. This is a very weird situation. She's still there. And after he finishes with her friend, she hits him with the Colombia move. Oh my God, I'm underage. She's scared all of a sudden. You need to pay me $200. That is notorious in Colombia. Like, I've heard this so many times in Colombia. This is like the first time I've ever heard about this happening in Brazil. I mean, Google getting robbed in Brazil by a woman to see how many videos you see and then compare it to Colombia. But anyway, to be honest, she says that she's 16 years old when really she's 21. But he doesn't speak a lick of Portuguese. She knows he's a gringo, so they know that he probably doesn't know that the age of consent in Brazil is 14. And I'm not saying deal with 14-year-olds, but had I been in that situation, she probably would have pissed me off, because I would have told her, like, okay, so you think I'm stupid? Like, even if you were 16, this is not illegal. It does have to be court approved from what I heard, but still, you lied about your age, but prove to me where you told me you was 16. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that, because I don't fool around with 16-year-olds. But he ends up paying both of them. For some reason, he paid the other girl as well because of the fear of her calling the police, because she threatened to call the police if he didn't pay. And that's a typical move that these prostitutes or whatever they were. I guess they were regular chicks, but usually prostitutes in Colombia will pull this off. Or I don't know. It's just women in general pull this off in Colombia. This is not a Brazil thing. I've never heard of this. But anyway, after he paid them, he didn't realize that his laptop was gone until they left. So he has to go back to the United States today. I believe he's at the airport right now. He has to go back to the United States to get another laptop so he can continue working. And I feel bad for him. I hate that this happened. But let's all take a learning lesson from this, okay? If you are in any country, not just South America, which is not a country, a continent. I know my critics are going to try to eat me up about that shit. Anyway, if you were in any other country outside of the United States, or even the United States too, and you have a doorman that works in the front that lets everybody in and out, because you can't just, even in my place, you can't just walk in. Even if I don't even think if available, you can't just walk into somebody's house or walk into the apartment building anywhere in Brazil because the crime is bad. But if there's a doorman, and for any reason that you feel that this chick is not trustworthy, or it's more than one, you need to require that doorman to take photos of their ID and have them fill out, their name and all that. That way, there's some sort of track record, and they have some sort of that way that there's some sort of track record. And whenever it's time, you need to tell the doorman, do not let them leave unless they are with me. Have him write it down on a note in case of that. The shift changes and they put a new doorman there that, hey, if you see these girls with these photos of these IDs, do not let them leave without the person that stays in this apartment. Because those girls were able to walk right out without that happening, which is, usually uncommon. I mean, women can walk right out of mine, but I'm pretty sure if I told my doorman not to, he would lock the door. So, another learned lesson. Do not take two girls back to your room without the ID and all that. But especially if you're not interested in the other chick, what the fuck is she about to be doing? You ain't finna just be walking and sitting around my shit. I told y'all what happened in Colombia when me and my homeboy went home with these two chicks, and they had this gay dude with them, and he thought he was just gonna be, I don't care if he's gay or not, he thinks he's gonna be just sitting there in the corner, like just chilling. And I'm like, I don't care if you're not about to do that. But I'd be a fool to just let him sit there while I go sleep with his homegirl. That would just be an all around dumb move. So same thing with this chick that he had. If your homegirl's if I'm not interested in smashing both of y'all, she has no business being up. She can wait downstairs in the lobby. Okay? She can wait, and if you don't ever see your homegirl again, you know exactly what apartment she's at. So I'm not buying the bullshit of, I was trying to protect my friend. No. Okay? Again, this is not happening. Learn the language. When you do, I cannot stress to you guys, when you go to another country and you do not know their language, the chances of you becoming a target go up. I don't care, even in the United States. You gotta think about it. Those people that live, let's say in Texas, like where I was at, and let's say I meet a chick and she only knows Spanish. She's from Mexico. She only knows Spanish, and she doesn't know English. Do you think that if I was to be some sort of evil guy, do you think that would be like a green flag for me? Like, I could take advantage of her. She's easier for me to get because she doesn't even know how to communicate properly. So it's the same thing. She could be on the phone with her friend speaking in Portuguese, and you don't know what she's talking. Actually, it could be some dudes about to run up in your crib. You never know. So, I just said that to say that was also his first night here. That was his first night here. Okay? Please, do not make this mistake. One girl at a time. Make sure you have IDs. And just use common sense. Okay? Just because I pedestalize these women does not mean there aren't evil women in Brazil. Okay, there are evil people everywhere. But please, use your common sense. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to upload this right away because I want to see you guys' feedback. So I'm not gonna put all my music and all that in there right now, or I may go back and do it. Who knows? But my Cash App is $Auston Holleman, just like the name. Please make sure you go to my Facebook page, The Auston Holleman. That's The Auston Holleman. Give it a like. That way, because I upload content on there as well. That's another stream of income. If you care about me being overseas, you know I need to diversify my income. And I can't just depend on YouTube. I'm not just depending on YouTube, but I'm saying I can't just depend on YouTube content for content, income. I need another source. And Facebook, from what Floyd has showed me, he makes pretty good money on Facebook. So if you guys will help me out, go to The Auston Holleman on Facebook. It's a Facebook page. Like it. Like the videos. Share the videos. Tell your friends. Invite other people, please. And get your passports because it's really that bad.